What's going on, teamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. Y'all know the spiel. I say it all the time. I'm your boy Varney, and I've got Mike and Dan. What's up?
What's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Such
Sound
a
like a
lackadaisical
12-year-old.
Hi.
Sound like a 12-year-old on that one.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm so glad to be here.
Like,
Just happy to
that's the type of high you hear from like Varney's daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like Avi. Like that's
I'm
that's a
just
fact.
excited to be included, you know?
You know what? That's completely fair. I know, sometimes we look at Mike and Mike just looks like he wants to kill us, but
You mean
he's
you?
here.
Y'all just be yapping sometimes.
After the last episode, I feel like it's more you than me right now.
Bro, it wasn't even that bad. Y'all were gassing the F out of it. Like I was out here burning the
Look at his
like
face!
everything
Look at his
down. Like
face!
relax. It wasn't even that bad. My God. Especially after re-listening to it too, I'm just like, yo, y'all are being extra about it. Like I've never seen y'all cry about something like that before.
It's the things that come as being part of the space. Anyways,
Whatevs.
our topics for you today. We don't really have topics so much as we have the topic, which is the BT20 over the X or over the cross, depending on how you prefer that to be pronounced. Set.
I feel like it's over
preview.
the X, definitely, right?
I mean, yes, but
It's
like,
definitely over the X.
Yeah. Cross hearts with the X,
No, it's
Some
Bro,
peop-
they spell cross specifically X.
But some people are very opinionated. Tell us in the comments. Is it over the X or over the cross?
This is
why would
definitely
it
over
why
the
would
X.
it be over the cross? They
Don't
even
ask
have,
me, but I'm
Do-
just relaying what
Do
I
you
saw.
see a single cross heart card in this set?
Right? Nothing about
not
cross
in,
heart.
not in
What
this
do you
set, no.
Would you pronounce X antibody cross antibody?
Right, exactly.
What are you
Cross
on,
antibody
bro?
prototype. It's not me, I swear. I saw this question on like Reddit or something, okay? I
Well,
promise.
you should
it's not
shame
me.
them too. It's Reddit. You should definitely shame them.
You heard it here first.
Reddit's for outlaws, right?
Reddit is most certainly for outlaws. Anyways, we gonna do the thing that we do always. Dan, locals.
Man, that sucked for me. I was playing
Damn.
Millenniumon, and it just was not working yesterday. I think the changes, in my opinion, were terrible. I was just, for the shits and giggles, I wanted to try Gazi X because you can never ever use that card ever. So I was like, yeah, let's try this. We're gonna make a whole Gazi package. Take out the Gizamons. Worst idea ever. This is probably that was like one of like top 3 copes ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, the idea of it sounds good.
You found out real quick why no one
Real
uses
quick.
Gazi X,
I played
yeah.
it like, I think it was last week, a couple games. I was like, all right, it's not too bad. And then like real gameplay, I'm just like, this is ass. You know what I'm saying? The idea of it is, on Evo, you trash 3 cards from the top of the deck. Sounds good in hindsight. Then when you trash your analog use, like I do as per usual, it's not good. And so, and I have the weirdest case of play analog youth, search top 3, guaranteed 8 analog youth in one of those searches, and never fails. So, I gotta make sure I don't mill all my analog youths all at once. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, like I knew going in the Deltamons has to Evo for 3 because their black box is not Gazimon name. It just has to be Gazi or Giza, period, end of story. And that was biting me in the butt as well. And whatever small changes I had, I forget, I think it was like scrambles. I wasn't too cool with scrambles. I think it's because like I don't have the Shademon does so much work for that deck that we don't have yet. Like that card is so needed. And I think
Tell
that's
the
why
audience what Shademon does.
Shademon allows you to Digi-cross with Nene from hand, which then makes it a 3 cost drop. Search top 3, grab any composite Millennium card, I think it is, and then you trash the rest. The fact that you're trashing the rest is really, really good because you don't want your stuff to really be bottom deck. You want to be trash, you want to be set up, and all that stuff. And then when it dies on deletion, you play out the Nene. So basically, you're playing Nene for 3 cost or free. You know what I'm saying? And so your usual 4 and with no plussing because there's no on play or anything on it. So it's pretty good. And it's definitely like a 4 of for the deck. It's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then like even the secret Nene, I forget what it's called. It's pretty solid too.
Luminamon Nene
Lumina.
version.
Yeah. That's pretty solid for the deck as well. It's not as needed, but like it's definitely something you could play as a 1 or 2 of in it. And so yeah, I was just having like really bad games. Like Millennium was at 4 of. I counted it one time. I went through 38 cards and I didn't see a single Millennium. I'm just like, how is this like mathematically possible? You know what I'm saying? What are my chances that really happens?
That's
you know,
that
it's just
Dan luck.
my 4 ofs. Yeah, my 4 ofs being not even the top, 20 cards, like 1 of them at least, and like even if I saw 1 of it, I would have like won some of the games I lost. Like it was really bad. Round 1 I played against Purple Hybrid. It was your yellow top end version where you play like the stun
the
yellow
new
stuff
Venus
and
control list.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean, it's not like it's new. It's been around already since Purple Hybrid's dropped.
It's the new way to play Venusmon, essentially.
Yeah, Venusmon, yeah, for sure. Ended up winning 2-1 in that one. Millenniumon and Moon Millie. No, Moon Millie is what actually won me the game. Popping the 5 cost Takuya Koji Tamer. Goated plays. Getting rid of all the sources it had underneath it. You know what I'm saying? What else happened? Round 2 I played against Galamon. I won, I think it was game 1 by like the teeth, by the skin of my teeth or whatever the saying's called.
It is.
You're right.
Yeah. And so it was super close. Millennium was super important in that matchup, realistically, because even if Gallon pops, guess what? I come back and pop again. And so that was something that was like happening. And honestly, it doesn't even matter because of like Gallon X's protection. All right, cool. I had no problem hard dropping this for 10, passing turn. Maybe give you 8, but you have no Gallon on board. And so that was pretty important. And then 2 or 3, I think it was a 2, game 2. I saw. Yeah, game 2 was the one that I saw 0 Millennium on, and I went through like half my deck. I was just like, Jesus, I just need to see the 1 milli, and this game is not even a game. Like, not that it's not a game, but like, I would have been able to stop all of Gino's plays for sure because Galamon's protection is not like crazy, so like Millennium can get around it. And then game 3,
Gino's got protag powers. You were never stopping that.
Oh, of course, yeah. You can't do anything about protag powers. And so game 3, I got bum rush, I think it was, and I just wasn't fast enough on that one. And 2 checks, was it trash? 2 checks, unsuspend 2 checks,
Ooh.
whatever it is.
Ooh, yeah.
Something like that. I forgot what it was. It was like super fast, I think game 3, something like that. And then round 3, I played against Jarrell. He was playing his Vortex Warriors deck. Ended up losing that 2-1 because game 3 I saw 38 cards, did not see Millennium on. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And then I decided to do a bad play just because I've never seen the situation happen for me, which is I had 10 memory and I had Zed Millennium on my hand. I was like, I'm just gonna hard drop the Zed Millennium on just for the shits and giggles. And I was like, you can't out this, I'll be fine. He was just able to just like get around it eventually. So that ended up like costing me the game. Like realistically, the play was just to climb up in the back and like draw and stuff like that, which I had the opportunity to do it. It's not like I didn't. It was just how often can a Millennium player get 10 memory? It's like 1 out of 100 times maybe. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like
had to put the theory to test.
Yeah. I had to do it for the one time. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it cost me game 3 though. But it is what it is. 1 and 2. Definitely go do. I don't know if I want to wait until the Shaded one or just go back to what I had originally and then tweak it from there. Because the way it's at right now, it ain't it.
I don't know. That's tough. I don't know a world where I'm just gonna take 20 memory and just say hold this Death X, you know? Like
Right. Hey, I mean, I'm at 10 memory. It costs 16. I'm giving them 6. I'm getting rid of something on board as well. It's not that bad, you know?
Wise words. You know what? You know what? It's fair. I remember once upon a time, I had maybe, I don't know. I think I had 8 memory because man's hard dropped the Gobblebond, and then I just hard dropped the Jesmon.
The Jesmon, yeah.
And we were just slugging it, you know. We were just.
Hey, do you
slugging it.
remember our Rumble Roulette that one day will come into YouTube? I think, where I dropped Alter S on you.
It's not coming. It's never coming.
Shh, Michael.
What is? I don't know what that is. I don't know of any series like that. I do,
That's
however,
crazy.
remember getting an Ultra S hard dropped on me that for some reason, even
And
given
winning.
what I was playing, I just could not answer. So yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
Fun times.
But yeah, fun times for you, I guess. Anyways, we are going to jump into the thick of it. We're going to pop right in. Let me share my screen because we are going to do BT20 set preview with Over the Cross. So,
Stop.
Mike made a comment earlier, and it was a comment made in jest, but it's a comment worth making anyways. He said Invisimon was going to be tier 1.
That's a
joke.
comment right there. If I ever heard.
It was a joke. I promise. This isn't my. Please don't come back at me. I swear.
It is by no means going to be tier 1. However, it is a very cool and fun deck. And from the looks of it, we've got a lot of the Altar tier too. So we'll start off.
Yeah, no, we have all the arts.
We'll go over Invisimon as a deck because it's similar to Royal Base in the way that it's a completely new deck concept. So it's worth exploring. Capurimon, when this Digimon checks face-up security, Digimon gains jamming for the turn. You've got your rookie here is the Espimon dual color.
Side note, so currently, I don't know if it's going to be facts or not. That Capurimon is broken because you can get jamming even if it's face down. The moment you swing and it flips face up, it gets immediate jam. It's the most weirdest thing ever.
Huh.
Supposedly, that is not confirmed, but that's not confirmed, but confirmed effect. Like, it's weird.
That sounds like grounds for a rules clarification from Bandai because
Yeah, exactly. That was like a judge. I think it was like a judge thing, or they asked. I don't remember where it was, but it was like confirmed, not confirmed. That's what that is. Like that you can.
It
that
makes
happens
technical
and, like,
sense,
that
but at the
makes-
same time, it's like that's definitely not what it was intended to do.
more.
It's just
That's
jamming.
way better than Bukamon.
This Digimon
Yeah, but it's way
gains
better
jamming.
than Bukamon.
Right.
You're just
this
jamming just to
Digimon
have
gains
jamming.
jamming. That's what it reads. So, this line, for those of you who don't know, Invisimon is the line of Altea Dan. Is that right?
Yeah.
The NPC. Not to necessarily spoil the Liberator novel, but if you haven't read it, I'm sorry. Altea is like the super NPC that Yao King Lon, she's the Sangomon Ryugumon tamer. She created that NPC and it is like super smart, and so Cool Boy
Helps
took it with
maintain
him.
everything or something like that.
Yeah, it's like some sort of like super NPC with like emotions supposedly or some shit like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, this is his line. So it fits because Espimon, I mean, just looking at it, I remember when it was unveiled in, what's it called? I know it first appeared in Ghost Game, but I don't remember it from Ghost Game. I remember it from Seekers. It's like a little like Humon looking fuck, but like a cyborg.
You said a
Chumon.
Chumon. Fuck.
It is. It's kind of like a little Chumon,
Jesus.
but it's a cyborg instead. So this Espimon is your generic rookie in the way that reduces the G-evolution cost when you go into Cyborg or Machine Dramon bait. Then you've got Hover Espimon. Wow. I took a rookie for Machine Dramon because it's an all turns plus deep.
It is.
And then
We
you've
like
got
all
Hover
turns.
Espimon. We do like that with the same inheritable. Also, when digivolving, that you're going to just flip your opponent's top face down security face up, which is super cool. This kind of reminds me of like things Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't obviously have like security, life, or anything of the sort, but it kind of reminds me of like some sort of a Yu-Gi-Oh effect, which is just like flip your opponent's, face down trap card face up or some shit like that. I don't know. End of attack, you get to draw one. It's pretty cool, pretty nifty. Then you have the new big bad ultimate Oblivimon. So security effect to play it, which is bonkers. Just play this level 5 out of security. Of course. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. I was gonna say my question is where it says security end of turn. Does that mean like
it has to be face up?
You have to wait until the end of your opponent's turn to play it? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So if the card is face up in security, at the end of your opponent's turn, play this card. So like when you read it, you kind of
if it's like a bot, like let's say it's on the bottom faced up or something, and then
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is. It's just if it's face up in security at the end of the turn, play it.
Gotcha.
So the incentive there is that, hey, if this is like, let's say this becomes top security, your opponent's gotta swing into it. Otherwise, at the end of the turn, it's going to play itself. If you can somehow shuffle it to the bottom of security, which you can't, if I recall correctly, I think the rules is that anytime you're dealing with face-up security and it requires you to shuffle them for private knowledge, you have to put them all face down, so then they become randomized again. Yep. So I don't think the only way would be to literally shift the card, like put the top card of your security on the bottom, but I don't think we have effects like that because they're all pulling from security to insert into security, to my knowledge. Anyways, it's a cool thing when digivolving with security. And then at your turn, when any of your Digimon check face-up security, you can place this. So they've clarified it. It says top stacked card. Oh, wow. Hey, Dan. What's going on?
Hey, sorry. That was an accident.
Hey, yeah, brother zoomed all the way. What's up with that, man?
I was trying to fix something on the camera settings.
Yeah,
it just didn't fix.
Oh, yeah,
you trying to show off your beautiful face, man.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Hey, edit that out, editor. You know?
No. Leave that in.
That's staying in.
Yeah, exactly. So they've clarified. You know how? Let me give an example. Armor Purge. Trash the top card of this Digimon, and people would get confused about that, which is fair because it's like, do I trash the Digimon? It's quite literally trash the top card of this Digimon. Well, this card says you may place this Digimon top stacked card face up as the bottom security card. So I think that means two things. Number one, it means that there has to be a Digi-Evolution source. I believe there's a clarification that when you're referring to a stack, it means that you have one or more Digi-Evolution source. So top stacked does not count if you are just, a flat out played level 5. You can't just take this and put it into security. And it's also significant because it just clarifies that, yes, Oblivimon, the top stacked card, is going to go into security face up. Then you end up with a level 4, which is pretty cool for two reasons. Number one, ace bait. And number two, you got this thing sitting in security and your opponent has to deal with that. Moving into Invisimon, because it feeds into these concepts. End of opponent's turn, security effect is the same. And then your turn, it has the same effect that when you check face up security, you can place it as the bottom, face up as the bottom security card. It has an on-play when digivolving that you de-digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon and flip their top face down security face up and then pop one of their Digimon with source, one of your source, blah, blah, whatever. Effectively, what this deck is trying to facilitate is I'm going to flip all your security face up, gain jamming when I check those, and then I'm going to put myself in security as the bottom security card so that you can't touch me, and then I'm going to come out and I'm going to be like this kind of like ward spammy deck, because considering that they're bottom security, if you have, let's say, 4 security, generally speaking, most decks aren't going to get through 4 security in a turn. If you can, you are an aggro deck and probably at a disadvantage anyways for what this deck is trying to achieve. But it means that if you go into Invisimon, check a security, Invisimon goes to bottom of security, and then, you have jamming, so it doesn't matter what you're coming up against. Now you've got this black keyword, black level 5 sitting there. We've got access to Vikemon Ace, Mega Gargo Ace. What's some other good black level 6 aces we have? I think those are the main 2, right?
I missed what you said. Viking, Mega Gargo, right?
Yeah, Viking, Mega Gargo. I guess you also have access to Metal Seedramon because that's black.
Metal Seedramon Ace, yeah, definitely.
And considering it's blue, same ones, but you also have access to, I guess, a Zulong if you want to play that. I wouldn't. Not in this
Yeah,
day
I
and
wouldn't.
age.
Yeah.
It's not a good one.
not
Yeah.
anymore. And whatever other blue aces may come out. Likewise, Oblivimon regressing means you have access to Cyberdramon Ace, but not just Cyberdramon, because Upper SP is black and blue. You got Zoomon Ace. So it's just really cool. I think it sets the deck up to do some really nifty things. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think it was good enough to warrant at least going over the concept. Not to mention that this alternate art is like
Pretty fire.
Yeah, the
Bonkers.
Altar's fire.
Like at first you're like, huh, a bunch of buildings, and then you're like, oh shit, wait, no, it's Invisimon. He's invisible. Like that's just pretty cool.
AKA
Pretty
John
cool little
Cena.
thing.
You can't see me, you know?
Yo, don't make me play the John Cena theme song.
Oh,
It's
But-
a good
my
way to get
God.
copyrighted real.
Yeah, for real. I'm sure the WWE would have a ball with that. I
That's
guess the
fine.
other that's the only new deck concept that we have.
I
But
think it's probably a better version of roll base, maybe.
yeah, roll base definitely feels like it's like missing something, and I don't really know what it's missing. to
A good
really, like-
deck is probably what's missing.
I'm missing a whole another line of support.
It needs something, and we're not there yet. Invisimon does look cool, and Liberator. So that's the important thing here. Liberator decks are super awesome because they're always going to get support. So the big main decks that we have of this set, you're already seeing it here. We've got a new Alphamon deck, a new, I guess not new, but revamped support for Imperial Virus. We've got a new Jesmon
Jesmon.
deck, a new Examon deck, support
Gigaseedramon.
for Gigaseedramon. It's essentially an X
Exo.
antibody line for Metal Seedramon. Support for Fenry. A new Chaosmon deck. I might as well just say it's a new Chaosmon deck because we have a whole Excel line that goes for Valder Arm. And that's it. Oh, sorry, I can't forget the main one here. Necromon. Oh, there's two main ones.
Necromon. Yep.
Necromon, which is Violet's
Heavy
Mega,
metal.
and Heavy
Oh,
Metal.
Necromon
So-
is such a cool designed card.
It
You
should
can
be.
definitely
Necromon
tell they
is
were
awesome.
tiptoeing around it, trying not to create a new Anubis, but it's fucking sweet.
It's archetype
Yeah, it's so
locked,
cool.
and that's what's important about it. It's not so easily abusable. Like, sure, you can play Necromon with Anubismon. Like if you were going to play, here's my Anubismon Mervamon deck, and I'm going to splash Necromon, and I'm just going to try to loop Anubis, so to say. It doesn't entirely work because you're not really doing anything if you don't have anything that's Ghost Trait. Not that you can't play them, like they're good. Bakemon is pretty decent if you want to play Violet in your deck as your memory setter. Soulmon is pretty cute, but in
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
general, Necromon is archetype locked, which is nice for purple, so that we can finally see things not get abused in the ways that they should be abused. So in talking about Necromon, the general gist is that Ghostmon here is your searcher. You've got two new champions. You got a Bakumon that plays your Violet, then you've got a Soulmon that gives retail, and then pops a level 4 lower on deletion, which is important. That on deletion, sequencing matters, right? So on deletion, trash a card, pop a level 4 lower. Necromon, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong thing here. My bad. I thought it was a delete effect as the on deletion, but it's the other way around. So forget I said that. Phantomon has execute, the new keyword. At the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack. At the end of that attack, delete this Digimon. Your opponent's unsuspended Digimon can also be attacked with this effect. So it's a pretty nifty thing because I feel like it gives the deck a different line of play. Obviously, you want to be checking security. I mean, Necromon has Sec +1, so you want to be checking security, but you can give it retail. So it can just swing retail into something, and then with Necromon on deletion, you play out something lower. Phantomon's the same thing. Play out something lower. On deletion, play out something lower. Essentially, it's a kamikaze deck that's going to try very hard to control your opponent's board by way of swinging into it, deleting them using standard purple effects,
So
and
what you're
bringing
saying
themselves
is
back to life.
it's a ghost deck.
It is a ghost deck for you Vanguard players out there. I feel like this is as close to Grand Blue Night Rose Ghosties as it's going to get in the Digimon card game. In talking about Necromon, he also has Execute, Sec +1. Pop something on play when Digivolving, and then play something out. It's a very simple card. But for it being so simple, when we look at like all of the Liberator decks, I feel like this is the deck, especially because, you know, it's purple. It's the deck like best set up to do something out of the box. That's how I feel about it. What's your thoughts?
Hey, you missed
Which I think it still kind of sucks, but it's cool at least. I think it also might be the best deck out of the box because it's purple.
If it wasn't purple, it'd be a different conversation. But it's purple.
I was saying you missed Metal Phantomon and Reapermon for the stuff too. Because Reapermon's good.
Yeah, I guess that is Necromon support. So Metal Phantomon, blocker, pop some by deleting one of yours, pop something of theirs on deletion Digivolve. And then where are you, Reaper? Collision and blocker.
This card is crazy in my opinion.
All turns of
it's
one
really
effects
good.
Digivolve your opponent's Digimon. Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Meaning that, hey, training, Digivolve on deletion.
Or even if they try to ace you, it'll immediately Digivolve and won't get the on Evo effect too.
Because you're turn player, so that matters. Counter timing.
It's purple black Imperial.
It is purple black Imperial, not Virus Imperial. Just purple black Imperial. It is a pretty nifty card. I like that some of these cards for the decks, like especially like the Liberator decks, it feels like there's utility to play some of these cards. With why is it escaping my mind? Zafaga. Wow. He didn't have an auxiliary level 6. I guess he had Eaglemon or whatever. But I found that
no one played that trash.
I didn't either. But I found that Muchomon was actually a really good and, in my opinion, crucial card for the deck because of what it facilitates, giving piercing as an inheritable. Let me just look at Muchomon real quick. Giving piercing as an inheritable and then 3k to one of your Digimon when any effect suspends it. I found that to be like better than like Promoteromon. People still play Muchomon. I haven't seen any Zafaga list top, so I don't know what the decks are playing right now. I know for me, I'm still gonna play some Muchomons because I like it. But it's nice that some of these like auxiliary cards can see play in the Liberator decks just because they're like pretty nifty things. But of course, they're just gonna be power creep like heavy out. Like freaking Zafaga now has Zafaga and Medieval. So why would you play anything else? I guess you can still play one Mega Gargo because Ace, it's still good, but like Medieval.
Ain't no one playing that with the Zafaga Ace that came out of this set right here.
And we're getting Zafaga Ace. That's a pretty big thing. That is one of the secrets for this set. So, gosh, what a card. 13k mecha for Zafaga. Really nice. Because keep in mind, Medieval is only an 11k mecha. It's got Piercing Vortex and Blocker. So it's got everything that the Shoto Tamer would give, which is nice. It can Digivolve on any of your Vortex Warriors as long as their play cost 10 or higher. So that means, hey, Zafaga sitting on board, you got to worry about an Ace threat. It's the level 7 without being the level 7 of the deck. It's pretty significant too, because this is a mode change, but it's not named as like, you know, Zafagamon, I don't know, let's just call it burst mode, right? What he's doing is he's like expelling all of the energy in his wind digicore, if I remember from the lore. That's what the art dictates, and that's what he's doing whenever he appears in Liberator. But it's still just Zafagamon. It's just the light mode. It's a mode shift, not a change. So we don't get it as a mode change, but still pretty cool. Honestly, it's just a card that like it does good things for the deck. You get to suspend a Digimon, and then for every 2 suspended, you can bottom deck one of your opponents suspended. And then when any Digimon suspend, you can unsuspend that Digimon, meaning that if for whatever reason you're suspended because let's say U vortex. You can blast into this, unsuspend, and then get a block off. 13k, really nice. I think something I want to point out real quick. You look at this. This is the SP for the card, and first of all, something about this SP like really drew me to it. But I found out later on that the artist Demizu Pooka is the artist for The Promised Neverland. If you guys don't read manga, that's fine. The Promised Neverland, it's a fairly popular manga. If you're like into anime, you'll probably have heard of it. It's a very distinctive art style, and I thought something was like very like unique about it, and it turns out that it is, because that's the artist for it. She drew not only this, but the absolutely awesome and fire Imperialdramon Fighter Mode alt art, which also has an SP, 2-star SP. So big shout out, big props to Bandai for like locking down an artist that is, I guess, of bigger stature, so to say. I know we've had other guest artists, but I hadn't really heard of them. This is the first one that I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Mike, she also drew, somebody pointed out, an Uta alt art in One Piece.
Oh, did she?
OPO2. I don't know what it is. I never bothered looking it up, but there's the Bandai ties. So just something I find really cool for you One Piece.
The 8 cost Uta, maybe?
Yeah, that would be the only one from set 2, I think. Which, honestly, I don't, if I'm remembering that, doesn't even seem like it'd be her art style. But maybe I'm thinking about the wrong one. Anyways, it's pretty cool. I mean, the art in general, this set was just like, I find that there's a lot of good looking art, both in, all right, let me rephrase that. I find that there's a lot of good looking art, but I'm not particularly amazed with any of the, with a lot of the, just the regular alternate arts. I think one of the like, biggest examples is like Necromon. I love the Necromon alt art, but then I realized that it's drawn by Toonami Kanji. If you guys didn't know, Toonami Kanji also drew Fenriloogamon art. And if I pull up Fenri here from BT14, when you take a look at the two, it's just like, oh look, I'm looking at the same card. It's got the same kind of like blue. I mean, the card is like legit like 60-70% blue. So where are you, Necromon? Yeah, it's like looking at the same art, and then I was like, that's tough.
I don't know. I can see the clear difference. It looks pretty cool.
I mean, it looks cool, right? But like, once I get the image of like BT14 Fenrir in my head,
I think you're confusing a similar art style because it's the same artist,
right?
As being a similar looking card.
No, I don't disagree, but like that's the argument. Like that's the argument I'm trying to make, anyways. You know, like they do. Like for me, in my mind, they look so similar. I can't pull the two apart now. Now that I've seen it, I can't pull them apart. It is nice. I do like it a lot. But trying to pull them apart now is tough. But like a lot of the other art, I'm kind of like, on, except this one.
I don't know. I think y'all tripping. Not Mike. I don't heard Mike's point on the arts, but like people in general that I've been hearing talking about the arts, I think they're not overly like crazy, but like they're perfect. Like that's fire as hell. Like him with the fist, and he's just like the fire. It looks like a fire around the sword. Like it looks tough as hell. Like why does that not look good? Like I don't understand what people's thoughts on some of the arts. Like that's fire as hell looking, especially when we see it in like IRL with the texture on it. That's gonna be such a fire looking card. Like I don't think the art in this set is bad at all. I think a lot of it is really, really nice. I think people were just like, because we have such fire arts previously, and maybe some people think like this one's a little basic, like it's not like as pizzazz as maybe previously or something. But a lot of it looked pretty damn good in my opinion.
I think that's a big thing. The text, like seeing the card like textured. For example, this card right here, Omni X 2-star. It just looks like the other 2-star mugshot X antibodies that we have. Like, there's nothing special about it. But looking at this card with the lighting hitting it and the texture just gives it a different punch. And it's crazy how good that one looks. And I already liked this Imperial, but seeing this Imperial with that same lighting and texture was just insane. This Imperial was also, I found it to be pretty badass, and I think we saw this one with lighting and texture. I could be wrong, but I feel like we did, and that was pretty nice. But in general, I mean, I'm not hating on the art. I'm along the boat that I'm just like, all right, like, generally I have a problem. I'm like, all right, I gotta buy a case. And this set, I'm like, you know, the cards are okay for me. There's nothing big that I want to play outside of Examon. And the art, I'm just like, I'll just spend money and I'll just buy like one SP. I think a big example of that is the Examon SP himself, wherever he is. What is his main color? Right here.
Right there.
Not you. This, when I looked at this, I was like,
it's fire to me. I think it's fire.
When I looked at it initially, I was like, I mean, it looks nice.
I think it's tough.
It looks better than the alt art for me.
That is weird to me is I don't think it really. I think it does a really bad job of capturing how big Examon's supposed to be. Like Examon's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, I think
that's
I actually
huge. But the idea of him being in the clouds like that and going up, I think it's just kind of like tough. Like, it's not like overly crazy or anything. And then when the texture, when they have the lighting with the rainbow, it looks
it does look
cool.
it does look
like,
a lot
I think
better like that.
It's amazing. I think the art, like, it's just like he's pretty detailed in the clouds and the sky. Like, it's really cool. Like, it's nothing like too crazy. I think it's good. Like, that it looks fire in person. Like, I feel like we're sleeping on these. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the arts. Yeah. I think all the SPs are like that, are tough. Like, you go to the Oryuken, like him chilling on the I think he's like on a building. I think Oryuken is his SP.
Yeah, that's the SP, which I agree. I
think that's tough. Look at that. Like, he's on the building. It's
favorite.
Just showing like it's just looking like, yo, I'm the king of the castle here with the feathers popping up, the gold feathers. While you have like I think there's other Digimon on the bottom looking up. And like, yo, that's just so tough looking. Like, it's not overly crazy, but it's like it gives what Alphamon is. Like, because Alphamon is the G, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a fucking go. Like, he's like super badass and everything. So like, I think it captures the essence of it. And then Oryuken, Examon, who else got the SP like that?
GX.
Is it Jesmon? GX is tough because it's like God coming down. Like, what are we talking about here? Yo, these SPs are fire and people are just super sleeping on it. Like, look at that. Jesmon is short for Jesus, basically. Like, that's what he looks like. He's like coming down. God's coming down. He's about to smite everything. He's about to body the evil god is the Ogudamon most likely. And like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's just tough with the like, they look like gold wings around. I forget what they're really called.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
They got names. Like around it, and then you have like the light coming down, shining. Like, it's tough. Like, I just think I don't know why people aren't getting it or whatever, but they're tough. I think super tough.
I know for me, I'm generally somebody who will shift like when I see the arts in person, and that might be what it is. Seeing most of these in person, because I was that way for BT16. I wasn't really amazed with anything, and then
Fenrir got an SP too, right?
Yeah,
like Fenrir got an SP.
Yeah,
let's look at it.
It's alright. He's just Zacian.
All right, you know? I don't got much on that one. Never mind. Sorry.
It's just Zacian, you know. I actually love that. Like,
that's tough.
I think this is tough. Pretty fucking nifty. Like, I like
all the tamer ones. I love the tamer arts where there's like they got in the front and then you got their main Digimon in the back, whatever. Like, this one's obviously the duel with Alpha in the back. Like, I think those are pretty tough because Omni, the Ty and Matt one for the Omnimon has it like that, and like you had the Omnimon like behind him. Like, I think those are really cool looking.
Yeah, I think when I see everything in person, it'll change. I agree. I like this, but I think one of the
Heavy
biggest
Metal
things...
is one. This one's tough too, because like to me, it's just like you see Heavy Metal in the you know, playing his music or whatever, and you got like a concert coming around, like everybody's
Right.
there to watch him. I think that's tough too.
I think one of the biggest things is like as we shift, like I don't mind artists taking their way to explore because I see this person, Itohiro, I think his name is, yeah, or their name is. It seems like they drew all the SPs. They drew this one. I saw their name on, or you can say it seems like they drew all the SPs, and it did seem like they tried to capture the essence of each Digimon. Mike, to your point about like Examon like not really showing his size, I think it actually does encompass his size. Mainly if you look at it next to Jesmon GX, like looking at it, like GX looks like it takes up like this much space on this like big ass card, whereas Examon takes up like considerably more space. I'm not saying it like
Yeah, I get the
does
idea
this
what
like
you're saying, yeah.
phenomenal job, but I think like we had an older art that
Yeah, old Examon
The
AA,
only
where
art,
it
right?
really shows like the size, how big he is.
and
Because you have Metalldramon,
metallic
Metallic
Dramon.
Dramon.
metallic. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, metallic Dramon, like right there, and you see how small he is compared to him. You see some of the other like big dragon Digimon that are just nowhere near the size he really is.
But I do see what you mean, that it doesn't like it does make him look like a regular Digimon in that SP.
Yes.
Right here.
Especially just like in relation to how close he is to the rainbow.
Yeah, I think like
I mean,
I don't know.
I like the art. I just don't think that it represents the Digimon well.
I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Shit, I got off track. Anyways, I don't know. Fuck it. Let's move on because I can forget now. I really did forget. I was right on the tip of my tongue as I was about to say it, and I fucking forgot.
Something about Examon.
Wish I could tell you. Just in general, I think. I think I was just gonna comment on like, generally speaking, I feel like they did a good job. Oh no, that's what it was. It seems like the one trend that they went with, right, is they tried to paint this person I'm talking about, Itohiro. They tried to paint a picture of like the scenery, and so they tried to capture not just the Digimon, but the Digimon in their element, because that's the trend. Heavy metal in the concert, Alphamon's on top of the building, Examon in the sky, Jesmon also in the sky.
But Jesmon is like looks like he's like more like coming down, while
Coming
Examon
down
looks like
from
he's
the
like going
sky.
up.
Right. And then I think there's one more missing.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about Fenrir.
Oh. yeah, Fenrir. I mean,
I guess.
I also can't.
I will say
comment
that's
on
probably
this.
like that's definitely the worst SP.
That just looks like a normal Altar to me.
Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't really. It's like Zudomon Ace from Zudomon Ace English to the actual Altart. I prefer the actual Altart. And for those of you who don't know, I'll just pull it up real quick because here it is.
Yep.
Here's the Altart, and here's the English.
Yeah, I hated all those SPs.
Yeah, this was.
I thought every single one of them was fucking hideous.
Yeah. So that's what Fenrir looks like to me, but generally the artists took like it seems like they had some creative flexibility in being able to make the arts, which I love. I mean, shit. Look at our regional pricing. Like if you guys haven't seen our regional cards
those are
yet,
fire. The couple cards they showed
Yo.
so far, tough.
they're just giving artists the cards and saying, yo, create some art. And I'm all for that, right? I'm all for artistic expression, whether I like or dislike the card. Dexmon, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at, to be honest. Like, I know Dexmon is like a program, but like it's clearly, as its trait says, unanalyzable. But like, I have a sense of what Examon is from this. And then I look at this and I'm like, what the fuck is it? But that's like a good thing, I feel like, for for Dexmon. I feel like it encompasses what Dexmon is. And I feel like that's the same way for a lot of the arts in general as we're going forward. I mean, Digimon has never had bad art, at least for the main sets and the EX sets. But it seems like we're just like taking a step forward, which is pretty cool, especially with SPs. I mean, just looking at the likes of Zafaga and fighter mode, pretty nifty.
Even though the regular Savaga AA is really nice, and same with the Omni.
And I think it'll look even better, like, because
That's the regular, not the AA.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's tough.
It is tough. I was gonna say about this one. I remember Mike made a comment in the past about how we got. Remember when we first got those the Imperial Ace, Mike, the Dragon Mode Ace in the demo deck, and it was not foiled,
Yeah.
and it
garbage
just
card.
looked like super
Yeah.
weird. This has the same frame, but I feel like this will look nicer because it's a secret. So it's going to be textured, it's going to be foiled, and probably look the way that like we wanted those bordered ace cards to look when they do have that just, I guess, generic color border around them. What deck do we want to talk about next?
Go down the line.
All right, let's go down the line. So we've got, obviously, Examon has new sports. So Examon is keyword soup basically now. Examon Ace has raid piercing, blocker, and evade, along with whatever else you can equip him with, such as sec +1, DP plus, a trash security, a pop a suspended Digimon or Tamer when you delete something in battle, protection from Slayer. You've got the what's it called? The original Slayer that gives you the force attack. You've got the original break that you will not play anymore, but you know it still has that trash security. Like it's literally just like toolbox dot deck. Like that's straight up what they created this deck to be. As the resident Examon player here, I know a lot of people have opinions on this card, and I just want to say, if you wanted more out of the Slayerdramon, I don't know what more you were asking for. Like, we already had, to Cliff's point, Cliff made this point. He was like, what do you want? Like, how do you improve upon the Slayerdramon? Because just looking at it, if you're going to get an Examon Ace, why do you not want to force attack? Which I agree with. I mean, forcing a Digimon to attack is one of the ultimate ways to control your opponent's board. Now, of course, they get to choose which Digimon attacks, so that can bite you in the ass. But if you're playing into it correctly, this is really good. So what more could you want? I said protection. I just want protection from things that Examon does not give me protection for. And the counter argument
Which
that
is
somebody
everything
said to me,
that's not deletion.
Yeah, first of all, the deck has protection. I don't need another fucking Omni X on a fucking or Magna X on a Digimon, bro. What are we doing here?
so the counter argument was, well, you have evade, so what other protection do you need? And my counter argument was, I'm playing a DNA deck. I don't need Imperial levels of protection. You know, I partition plus progenitor is too much, and everybody can agree on that. But one of those two things is fine. I just want some sort of resiliency to not getting my fucking DNA stack blowed up. And that's what this Slayer gives me. When any of your Examon would leave, or Dracomon in text, would leave the battle area, other than in battle, by suspending the Digimon, it doesn't leave. It's literally evade plus, and that's all I asked for. It's a once per turn. It suspends the Digimon, so if you already like triggered its unsuspend, you're not gonna get it again. I'm fine with that. It just means that I can't get fucking chaos egged. I can't get tucked. I can't. I got protection. I don't got to worry about overflow 5 on my Examon Ace. That's all I was at. Well,
you
I
can
do,
get tough
but-
by it.
because it's not leaving the battle area, right? I think
Correct.
that's the ruling.
Correct.
Right. So I can still get tucked.
Yeah, so
But
Mike, your Hunter's got a chance against Examon, you know?
You're just awful against everything else.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
you're getting
Actually,
new cards in
it's
BT21.
honestly still not that great against Examon because you don't get the overflow from tucking. a
Exactly. I was about to say
fucking
you don't
ace.
get. That's where you got
That's
the spice, man. You gotta play the Grand Kawaga Ace, so you can pop
is
that
true.
tamer.
No,
But,
I just
that's-
I need a new Arrestedramon that lets me tuck and then lets me blow up a tamer.
Something.
Hey, it just might. It might be a red purple. It might do that. You never know. But yeah, Examon, that's basically what it is. It's keyword soup. Breakdramon's pretty nifty. I like Breakdramon a lot. It's going to replace the old Breakdramon. When when you delete something, whether it's by piercing into it or by blocking, you just get to pop one of your opponent's Digimon, suspended Digimon or Tamers, which I find to just be a cool effect, especially giving
So
Tamer
you gonna
destruction to more decks.
So Varney, knowing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That card doesn't have all art though. You sure you gonna want to play it? Cause you're not gonna be as
I
shiny as the other
I
Greydramon, man.
play I play the high rarity of every card as possible, as good as they are.
Which means he's
Even
gonna
if
get
it means-
ugly ass pre-release stamp on that shit or something.
Debatable.
Yeah.
It's a rare, so yeah.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
ugly ass pre-release stamp on it.
Clown.
Honestly, I
would
don't.
still like to reiterate. I would like to make this point right now. Pre-release stamps on a card that's already a rare foil
Shiny.
is
yeah.
fucking stupid, and I don't think
Useless.
it should count as max rarity. I think it's hideous. I think it
I-
ruins cards.
I don't disagree. The only reason that I even have them is most times because I pull them. I don't ever willingly buy a foil pre-release stamp. If I pull it, I play it. If I don't, it's
Disgusting.
whatever.
I feel like you're lying to me right now, Barney, but I'm gonna let it slide for now.
You can look through my TCG player history, baby. I know for a fact. One of the big things with Examon is that he got a third color, so he became red, green, blue, which is significant because he has a blue Babydamon and a red Dracomon that Digivolve 0 from Babydamon.
Which is interesting.
It's interesting, and it cucks us out of playing the things that they knew we wanted to fucking play. And I
Like
say
what?
that because I was hoping Babydamon would be red so that we could get away with playing offense training and scrambles, because all I care about is the new line. But because the egg is blue, I can't play it as a turn 1 play, and I have to Digivolve if I don't have that rookie. Or if I have any of the blue-green Dracomons, I can't play the offense trainings or the scrambles. So that's a pretty big thing in terms of
Well, you you do
consistency
the
hit. I know I can play
Isn't
the
it
Jade
the red
or
blue?
whatever it is.
yeah the
I can
red
play
blue
that memory
mem
boost.
boost. Yeah.
I can, yeah. So that takes away from not being able to play memory boost in general or the trainings. But trainings are 2 costs to that one's being a 3 cost. And I still, it is, I probably will still play scrambles, but it does make it just a touch more difficult to play. Now,
I
granted,
think you just play the memory boost anyways, because that deck's gonna brick like fucking ridiculous shit, and you'd rather
me
have
started.
you'd rather
I
have
remember
the
those days.
deeper search. I think on those memory boosts, it's a 3 search, right?
yeah, it is a
Yeah.
3 search. The deck also kind of changes its style because its level 5s are no longer a end of turn DNA. They are still treated as their relevant sources for an Examon DNA, but they don't have an end of turn DNA. So it does make certain plays more expensive, depending on what you're trying to do, and it does push you to play the deck in a little bit of a different way. You might play basically a combination of all of the level 5s. There's a lot to play with the deck. I know people have been playtesting. I'm not a person who likes to playtest with cards before they actually come out. I just don't find joy in that. I like looking at the cards and theorizing, but I don't like actually playing with the cards until like they're in my hands. So I haven't done any playtesting, but I'm super excited to have this come out in 2-3 weeks and then be able to play it. So Examon, cool stuff. I think another big change this set was the introduction. Well, not I think. One of the big changes this set was the introduction of the series
traded series.
things. So Alphamon, don't worry, Alphamon enjoyers, or I should say Dorugoramon enjoyers, you can't abuse Alphamon cards as easily as you were previously able to, and vice versa, because they are traded. So generally speaking, most of them digivolve from their traits for a cost of 2, otherwise it's for a cost of 3. If this was even like, I don't know, 2 sets ago, it would have been 2 from an X antibody, and then you'd have seen all the Alphamon players like, how can I use this? And all the Dexterugamon players, how can I use this? You know, but no, they are series locked now. That's a word, series locked. So, where are you? Well, am I stupid? What color is
Yes.
black? Isn't he? That's why.
Yes.
Shut up, Daniel. Alphamon or Ace. We'll go over this because this
Why don't you go
requires
to
us to
Alphamon
go
first?
down. Well, 'cause that's what I mean. Like, it requires us to go down the list of effects to kind of get an idea of what they all do. So, Uryuken is like relatively tame, all things considered. You know, we were all worried about.
Thank God.
Right, we were all worried.
Thank
Like,
God.
what is it gonna do? How is it gonna be busted? It's okay. It's good, but it's not busted. I think one of the big things for me, it is interesting. I probably won't play it. I might if it seems like it might be able to like have some legs. I just find that when security stacks are removed from gain 3 memory, i.e. proccing your when digivolving effect, neg 15k on something, then if DNA digivolving, trash your opponent's top security and recover one of yours. Meaning that anytime you blast into this, if your opponent is at 2 or less memory, i.e. if they do not sequence their turn well, you are taking that turn away from them 9 times out of 10.
Gain 3 memory is crazy. It's like ice flow on crack if you swing.
Right. Makes sequencing your effects extremely crucial. You know when you go up against that Mirage player and you don't expect them to have Hammer Spark, so you're at you digivolve, you do whatever you have to do, and then you go to 1 memory and then you swing, you hit that fucking Hammer Spark. It's literally like that. It's like, fuck, I didn't expect it. In this case, you are expecting it because it is telegraphed, and the deck also does some cool things. But just, hey, digivolve, neg your opponent's Digimon to death, trash your security, I recover 1, and I steal your turn. Pretty fucking good. That is pretty damn good. So that's why we went over that. What Alphamon does here. So Alphamon is about to be abused by every yellow vaccine deck ever. I know it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen because it has the vaccine trait and it's yellow and it says, when digivolving for a cost of 3, recover 1, right? I know it's going to pop up somewhere. Somebody's going to do something stupid with it. So I'm not going to be surprised when it happens. I'm calling it now. And then if this is digivolving during an attack, you can move one of your, or sorry, not move. You can digivolve one of your Digimon in the breeding area into a level 6 or lower chronicle trait from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So it's cool because what the deck facilitates is essentially you swing and you get to build up something in raising. And then I can't remember who does it. I think it maybe it's the Tamer, Yuji and Koda and Yuji. No, it's not Koda and Yuji. Dan, do you remember what it is? What move?
I don't know what you're asking.
Right here, Fellowship of Hope's Keepers. Sorry. I thought you might have known if without me saying anything. This card is basically like your air quote protection card. When any of your Chronicle trait Digimon are deleted, by moving your level 3 or higher Chronicle trait from breeding to battle, it can digivolve into a Chronicle trait in the hand or trash without paying the cost. So it's like, let's say you have like that Alphamon, right? Alphamon swings and it dies. You can proc this, then you can move out like an Oryu, your Oryu, or even a Hisariumon that you can digivolve into an Oryumon. So it kind of allows you to have some sort of stability in what's essentially a DNA deck. The same thing that Imperial, gets by way of having Davis and Ken, being able to do something every turn. This is, I feel like it's a lesser way of making DNA decks better without going the Imperial route, which is good. We need that because obviously a deck like Mastamon still suffers. And at this point, I don't know.
Just trash.
I don't know what you do for Mastamon to make it better, but like looking at how
you
these
just kick it to the
decks are doing
can and just keep it at the bottom of the barrel and never look at it ever again.
Never look at Mastamon. Hey, I sold it. I'm never looking back. I have no regrets. I'm past that point in my life. I am a red player now.
It just so happens Examon got red. That's all it is. Even though Examon should have been red to begin with, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, now I don't have to be called a blue player just because I play Examon. But yeah, so basically what Alphamon facilitates for the deck is digivolving up and raising, and damn it, I lost him. Where are you at? There he is.
Right there.
Digivolving up and raising, when security stacks are removed from, you get to neg 8k on your opponent's Digimon. So it's a nice little like Kazuchi-esque effect. And then the all turns is a protection effect. When it would leave, you trash your top security and you say absolutely not. Greydmon is Alphamon's canonical chronicle trait edge evolution here. So allowing you to play Doru or Ryuta from hand to an empty space in your breeding area. And then if during an attack, you get immunity to Digimon effects and 5k DP, which is pretty nifty. The Koda and Yuji, now they're important. What they facilitate is when one of your Chronicle trait Digimon attacks, you suspend it to Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle, reducing the cost. So this is where all those effects come in. It's nice. It's like, here's an effect for Digivolving, but if you're Digivolving during an attack, do something extra.
Pretty cool.
Where
Should
are
be
you?
red black.
So Oryumon is absolutely disgusting and unnecessary to Digivolve 2 for the deck. And I say that because, I mean, you're already doing a neg 15, man. Like, you gotta Digivolve them on top of that. Like, damn. Like I know Dan's gonna be upset when he's playing Machinedramon and they're just like, Digivolve Oryumon, Digivolve, Oryuken Ace, neg 15. And he'll be like, hold these nuts. I know he's gonna say it. He hasn't said it yet. There will come a day that Dan says that, and it's not going to be against
I
me.
mean, it's a Digivolve too. So if I'm at Chaos X, I go Chaos X, Chaos, and then go Machinedramon, and then I'm protected by neg.
He said if I God stack, I'm good. But just so you guys know, this says Digivolve 2. If they're on a Chaos X, and then there's a Chaos Dramon, and then there's a Machinedramon, because it says Digivolve 2, you only have to Digivolve 1.
Shh, don't tell people. People just immediately go to 2 anyways.
I know, that's
it doesn't
the funniest
matter
thing.
It doesn't matter that effect is like known, you know. You don't have to choose. You can choose 1 or 2. But anyways.
Yeah, for sure. And then if this one is during attack, do the same thing, Digivolve and Raising, and then when security stacks are removed from, pop, your opponent's Digimon. And then when attacking, you get a trash. So the deck definitely looks to do some cool. Ani went over those because those are like the main things. The other ones just like search, play out Tamers, and Digivolve for cheaper. It's pretty much the recipe for decks nowadays.
Yeah,
Rookies,
it's,
Digivolve for cheaper.
It's pretty cool, I think. I don't know how just yet, just because we don't have it in our hands yet, how viable the deck is. I feel like the idea of it is pretty cool, but I don't know how it's going to be in practice. It feels like it could be very, very clunky at times. Just thinking about how it works is like you have to like have one stack already. Yeah, you have to have one stack flowing and evoing off the chain already, and you're supposed to have a second one set up in the back. So then when you proc everything, you're able to go raise, get to Oryu plus Alpha DNA on the same turn, and then pop off with the Oryuken. I get the idea of it, and I think when you do the pop off turn, probably it's gonna be super super strong. I just don't know how consistently you can do that just yet. Obviously, there's protection and stuff, so that's probably what helps it to get there. But I don't know. I would love to see this deck in action and see how well it does as well.
My prediction: people are gonna say, "Fuck Oryuken Ace," or maybe they'll play Oryuken Ace. They're gonna say, "Screw what the deck is trying to do. How can I play this with the old stuff?" And they're just gonna use the new Oryumon and just as more fodder for old Oryuken to just do some stupid shenanigans.
Sure, you can still do that, no problem. It's still gonna be the same thing, I think. Like,
yeah, it would be. That's what I mean. I don't think like it doesn't read like amazing to me. Like Oryuken Ace reads to be really good, but everything else is just like, okay.
It's just a matter like how fast can you get there consistently.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of how fast things can get there consistently, I have a gripe I want to talk about. The same one we were just bitching about earlier, Fenriloogamon. I don't know why they I don't know why they brought this out, to be honest. This card is trash. Fenriloogamon is trash.
Because they're going to hit the old one, baby.
Right. That would be my assumption. They didn't even bring out a Fenriloogamon. Am I Dan? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm dumb again. I'm just not seeing it. This Fenriloogamon is trash. The best part about this deck is that you get a Kazuchimon. And this Kazuchimon, you should just slot this shit into your current Takumi Kazuchi builds. And the reason you should do that is because...
Does it even matter?
Yeah, big time. So the reason this Kazuchimon is better is because the old Kazuchi, what he facilitates is absolutely nothing. You play him out, he does nothing. I guess his end of turn can proc, but I don't think it procs in the process of your effects. It would trigger, but it doesn't resolve because you're still proccing other effects. This is all turns when a card is removed from your security stack, you get to neg 8k on your opponent's Digimon. You're already doing a neg 15 on the Takamikazuchi DNA, right? Why does that matter? Why not play something out that when your security stack is removed from, you recover one so that you can abuse Fenri's dumbass not once per turn when attacking effect by trashing
Most
the
times it
top
really
card of
doesn't
your
matter.
security. You trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. I know most times it doesn't matter because I know like turn 2 Take is a thing, but generally speaking, this is just a better Kazuchi for the deck. It has Fortitude, which I guess can matter if you get deleted for some reason, like if you don't pull off a Takamikazuchi play. I'm guessing generally speaking, you're always pulling off a Takamikazuchi play 9 times out of 10. It's when Digivolving is cute, like if you need that, if you need to be able to do that. I think the other big thing is that it does Digivolve 3 from a Seeker's trait or 4 from a purple, whereas this Kazuchimon does not do any of that. So that means that it is not a dead card in your hand because you can actually use it. Now, obviously, you know, you want to trash it because Fenrir plays it out. But if for whatever reason it's like your only play, it's still a viable play to just Digivolve on top of your line, which is what I find to be useful about it. In the same vein, I guess Fenrir is useful in that way because he's also 3 from Seekers and 4 from Yellow, so he's usable in Pulsemon. But like you had Climbmon anyways, I guess. So in general, I don't know why I don't know why they brought these cards out. They're just Kazuchimon is
Yeah, why?
Sorry.
Why would you play the ace if you have like the new one, the old one like this? I feel like there's just no point playing it. It's obviously a different deck, but like even then, the ceiling of it does not feel like it's as high as current Taki at all. So like again, everything in this version reads mid, while you have your other version. Yeah, you get a searcher, which is great. I hate they got a searcher now as a Lugamon. But anyways, it's just so weird. It's very weird. I don't know. I like Mike said, maybe they're planning to get rid of the old one so you can play this and you have to play this new one. Because again, if you're playing Taki, why are you even gonna bother playing the new version? Like who cares about any of the new stuff, really?
Yeah. I find it so hard. If they hit that, I know I would be upset. I would even play the deck, but I would be upset just because that has SPs like Apocalypse. At least with APOC, you knew before, but now it's like, damn, those players who got those 3 SPs.
Hey, Lewis, GG to your pocket, boy. R.I.P. I know you're on the other side, dog. I'll see you then.
That's what I mean. That'd be tough. I'd be tight.
I mean, heck,
luckily I don't have
part
any,
of playing the card game, right? You know,
it is.
Yeah, cards might get hit at some point.
It is. It sucks, but you're not wrong, Mike.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know either. Jesmon is doing Jesmon things, although it is now less
better
reliant.
now. I like it a lot.
Right.
Jesmon stuff is really good.
Basically GX is really nifty. You're gonna see GX in a lot of Royal Knight decks just by virtue of what it's able to do. So it's an on play, when digivolving, and when attacking, but it is once per turn. You place a Royal Knight from your hand or trash as its bottom source, then you pop one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP. It is a 16k Digimon, mind you. And then when attacking, it just says this Digimon on suspense, so you're always going to get 2 attacks with it. And then for every 2 Royal Knight traits that you have in its source, you can trash your opponent's top security. So that's pretty nifty. You're never really going to be able to get off the... I think there's a way that you can do this in Royal Knights, like with King Drazel, that you can get the 2 sources underneath. I forget what it is. I'm not versed enough in the deck right now to remember. But in the Jesmon deck
weird.
itself...
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
we
I thought
guaranteed the 2.
How so?
In Jesmon?
No, in Jesmon, yeah.
Oh,
in Jesmon, you're guaranteed the 2. I was talking about in Royal Knights. I think there was a way that you were getting 2. I just don't remember. But in Jesmon, yeah, you're definitely getting the 2. So you've got probably, I don't know. I find that all the Jesmon support is like weirdly good on its own, but like trying to put everything together is like one big like clump
puzzle.
This card is really good though, because this gives you the Magna X complete immunity for 1 turn though, just for 1 turn. And then it lets you attack, and then it gives all your Digimon blah 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 piercing, can attack unsuspended. You know, Jesmon X stuff. Genku X, on the other hand, does pretty much some of the same stuff that he used to do, which is the Digivolve 2, and then it's not affected. None of your Digimon are affected by your opponent's Digimon effects, which makes you immune to a Dexmon. So cool. Now you don't necessarily need to play Solarmon. And then all of your Digimon with Sistermon, blah, 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 they gain Reboot Blocker. Same thing as the Inheritable. So pretty nifty stuff. I also didn't notice. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a Genkumon. Genkumon has officially been relegated to I'm never going to get any support on my own, and I am just Jesmon's. I am just the Jesmon's support, which is super unfortunate because I'm a big Genku lover, mainly because of BT6. That art was super fire, and Black Royal Knights. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Black Royal Knights was a super cool deck. I remember Mike making Black Royal Knights,
Beyblade,
red. Black Secon security, the whatever, yeah, Beyblade. Fun times. I miss those times. Those were simpler
black,
times.
yellow, red Royal Knight security control.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I should have just asked him what the name was. And we're never going to get a standalone Jesmon or a standalone Genkumon ever again. This guy is. I don't even think
he's
play
always
this guy.
he's always Jesmon's
I
sensei.
know. I know.
It's Jesmon's pussy.
Jesus.
Hey, that's Jesmon to you. You need to, every time you say Jesus, you just got to replace it with Jesmon. People are going to be, what? What did you say? Jesmon. Who's that? That's Digi-Jesus. Yeah, Genkumon, unfortunate. Basically, like Dan said, I find that it's definitely better. This Savior.
Jesmon's good too.
We'll get there. Yeah, all right, fine. We'll cover it now. Jesmon. Play his token, Otho Rene and Poor. I don't even know what language that is, or what language that would be, or origin.
Yeah, that token is mad crazy. He has Reboot Blocker Decoy.
And it's not leveled. That's important. It is not leveled. And then when any of your other Digimon are played, you pop an AKLS, and then you get to attack something. I don't think you have space for that, honestly. I think you're just going to load up on Jess X and Genku X, and then if you choose one of the old ones, probably not Jess X, probably the old Genku X, because that does give you immunity to bounce effects in general,
DP,
and DP reduction. So you might do that, and then of course, because Jesmon GX, not this one, if you choose to play the old Jesmon GX, you're still going to get whatever Digivolving effect you tuck under, which is still nifty considering all the new Royal Knight support that we get basically every set now. So you might still play that, but the Savior is really nice because it's literally, what's it called? Your favorite card, Dan. HPD on a card. You get to suspend one of your other Digimon, whatever Digimon you want, and then it digivolves into Jesmon without paying the name. It's just Jesmon in name, so it doesn't matter whether it's Jesmon or Jesmon X, which is pretty nice.
Correct.
But it also gives Alliance, which is nasty, with Jesmon GX being able to just unsuspend. Mind you, Jesmon...
He has Alliance on body.
Alliance
so
on
Alliance twice.
Body. Does it have Alliance on body?
has Alliance. Yeah, Jesmon.
Oh, this one has
X
Alliance. Oh, right.
So
you could Alliance twice. Yeah, that's nasty. That is very nasty. Lots of cool plays there. Biohawk is kind of
the real best card is that Huckmon. Consistency, baby. That's what we like to have. Started to Mayface, trash a card, draw one, and gain a memory. Sheesh.
You know, my only problem with these cards are, when I say these cards, I mean Huckmon and Dracomon. Why couldn't they be on plays as well? I know it's such a privileged thing to complain about, but like seriously, like I could just be like, all right, like at least if that was the case, make it a 4-drop. 4 drops on play, start of main, trash a card, draw one, gain one. Yeah, because you would
4-drop.
you would gain a memory, and then it would be a 3-drop. But you could be cucked by a Gazimon. Game balancing, you know.
How about this? You just Evo that that Huckball on the back, and then you play the Searcher. Duh, easy.
Yeah, easy GG. Red decks, am I right?
Yeah.
Says
They're
Dan.
more consistent nowadays.
You know what Dan said to me? Dan said he's gonna build Gallantmon.
Yeah.
Dan hates Gallantmon. Don't let him fool you.
I don't even hate Galmon. I just hate it as a deck. I don't hate him as like the character.
It's garbage deck.
Yeah, but now it's good, so I might actually play it.
He said
See that?
it's good.
Dan's a bandwagon hopper.
It got 20 waves of support. It's about damn time. This is the first like real good red deck in a long time, I feel like. So, you know, I want to embrace my redness again.
See this? I became the red player. Now Dan's like, I gotta go play red.
I'm still
No,
holding
no.
out for my my Greymon card game support before I play a red
It
deck
has
again.
absolutely nothing to do with you, Varney.
It has. I'm sure it has everything to do with me, Dan.
Absolutely. not.
The next
Yeah, I'm
big
waiting for
bad,
that too, Mike.
The next big bad to talk about is fighter mode, or Imperial Virus as a whole. I'm actually surprised we didn't get a new Dragon mode, but I guess it's also not too surprising considering.
What are you talking about? Yes,
what
we
showed
did.
up.
Scroll down.
Did we?
Yeah.
What color is it? Is it purple black then?
It's purple. It's right there.
I'm fucking blind, bro. I'm sorry.
Mike, tell him. It's right
All
next
right,
to
it's right
Heavy.
here. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
ain't
I'm
gotta
fucking
say shit.
blind.
He'll figure it out. He's a big boy.
Jesus.
All right, so I lied.
I don't
It
know.
did
It's
get a new card.
debatable.
I guess since I'm here, we'll just talk about this real quick. You just basically you get to pop something. Then if you're DNA digivolving, you get to just go into fighter mode for nobody's business. And then what fighter mode does is
Just like
fighter
the
mode
old one?
says, "You." Yeah, it's just crazy that it's like on an ace card for me personally. Regardless of like, I understand like the old fighter mode did just go into dragon mode, but you know, just the concept of like, here's an ace card that says like, when you're DNA, I know we're fighter mode now, or dragon mode now, but you can just go into fighter mode. And then this fighter mode says, yeah, your opponent can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects till the end of their turn, so it's Crimson Blaze on a card. And then if it has dragon mode in source, you get to trash your opponent's top security. And then when you do that, you also get to pop one of your opponent's Digimon, and it has Raid Piercing. So it's just a big, nasty old menace. I know a lot of people are upset because you can't play it with the old fighter mode. They say that because you would trigger overflow when you remove it for this one. You may bottom deck the dragon mode to not activate security effects, but I'll be honest, I don't even think you're going to play this card because I don't think this card is good anymore. Is that a hot take for me? Like, why would you play?
Yes.
Like, why would you play this one over the new one? Or yeah, why would
It
you?
still
play
has
this one over
good versatility to the deck. Like being able to just check security and say you can't activate nothing.
Yeah. You have raid and piercing on this one compared to just piercing on the other one. You get
Bro, who cares? The board is gonna be gone. The problem with the new support is that it counters what the old stuff did.
Right.
Because the new stuff makes it where you can like be defensive, but like why you want to be defensive when you just try and climb DNA all in one turn anyways? Like the whole like some of the point of the new stuff lets you just Evo and it's like, all right, cool, you got stuck in down on B and Pyojimon. Great, then I can just ace you on the next turn. But like realistically, in a real setting, you're just gonna get rid of the ultimate anyways. Who cares? That's my only issue. Like if you read like a lot of the low fives, right? The way that they read is like the point of them is that you don't climb into your level
it's
sixes
not that
on the
one
same turn.
climb. Gotcha.
Exactly. So like it makes you wait, and it's just like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it
Yeah.
if you don't have it at that moment or something, but like the way the deck functions and then the way the new support functions is a little weird. Don't get me wrong, new fighter mode is great. I'm not saying you don't. I think you just play a mix of the new one and the old one still.
Mhm.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I don't even think you play the Ace Dragon mode. I just
You don't think
it's
so?
good. It's good, but at the same time, it's just like, Because again, why would you wait to get attacked and then your like stacks get blown up? I guess because you know you can DNA blast and then you keep one. But like, what if someone just blows up the one that's on that board anyways? GG, no re, you're done.
Well, you have. No, this is the wrong one. Oh, this is what I'm thinking of. Okay.
I mean, that is the new option for it.
It is, but it didn't do what I think it did, which is, I mean, it does something
Right.
that's okay. It doesn't even do anything like amazing, anyways. So I see what you mean.
It's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, like, it's a lot of the new stuff is cool, and you do like Varney's word of the day, nifty things, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, especially when you consider like this Dino Bee is really nice because of the inherited effect, but we got a really nice Dino Bee already in the BT16 one,
yeah, that one's really good.
which has partition, which you want, and then you get to play out a level 5 or lower free, which is great because DNA.
And you're
play.
doing that all, yeah, exactly. You're still doing all that in the same turn anyway. So like, why
Yeah.
would you not climb up to the drag mode into the fighter mode? You know?
Yeah, I can see what you mean there. I don't know. I'm no Imperial Virus player, and I won't be because Shadramons are too fucking expensive. At the time of this podcast recording, Shadramons are a whopping $50.
They did drop the new, I think it says the new V of Wormmon as solid cards, and same with XV, and I think they gave us a Stingmon for the deck. They're solid.
Yeah, they
cards.
gave us a whole line. They're not bad cards. You know, they are good cards. They do what they do for the deck. I think the deck can do something at this point. I would hope so with a $50 fucking promo card.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the new fighter mode is super, super good. Again, I'm not saying you don't play at all. It's just I don't see any reason why you take out the old one.
Here we go.
What are you looking for?
Trash. I was looking
go.
for all these. Yeah. So trash a card, give us something on deletion, lose a memory. Stingmon is the same as XV.
As XV,
so
basically, yeah.
pop and then DNA, and then yeah, you have the Dino Bee and the Imperialdramon. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not playing that deck because I'm not spending $200 in fucking promos. You got me fucked up. I can definitely see that those need to be reprinted because holy fucking shit, all of those promos are insane. But that's a topic for another day. All right, I think we went through everything red. Oh wait,
Hey,
one thing we didn't cover.
The real go. Oh, my fault. Yeah, go ahead.
Unleash the Dragon Gene. We should talk about this because it's
Sure.
another like vein of protection. So for Examon, this is when any of your text traded whatever would leave other than in battle that you get to DNA into Examon. This is literally Progenitor Light, which is a good thing. I'm not saying we needed it, but it's a good thing they didn't just give us Progenitor. The big thing with this is that or no, not Progenitor, sorry. I'm thinking of the Omni one, which is
The Omni one.
I forget what it's called, but the Omni option lets you DNA with one card from your hand. This does not let you do that. When any would leave, 2 of your Digimon may DNA into Examon in the hand. That means you need to have those 2 Digimon on the field, which is very important. It's cool because it means you can build up a stack, drop this for 2, which lets you play something out, reducing play cost by 3. So basically, it reduces play cost by 1 for your level 5s here. So instead of dropping this for 7, technically you drop this for 6. But then when any of them would leave, you just get to go into Examon in your hand, which is pretty cool. But it does require you to do the same thing that we were doing back in EX3, where you gotta drop your 2 fucking bodies so that you can get into an Examon. That's good. We don't need, you know, Omni effects all across the game. We don't need Progenitor all across the game, but you know, it does hurt a little that like I don't get that privilege. It is what it is. You wanted to talk about, I presume, Heavy Metal, Dan?
Yeah, man, that's the real go right there.
I'll let you take care of that one because
right
I know nothing about this deck and what it tries to facilitate outside of trashing your own hand.
Exactly. Well, that's all you need to do is just trash cards from your hand.
Well,
Heavy
why?
Metal,
Okay, so start me
really
off.
good.
Why is the Ace good? Because I've heard people say, "Oh my goodness, this doesn't do anything for the deck." Blah blah
Here's the
blah.
problem.
But I've also heard
Peop-
that this card
People
is
not
really good for the deck.
understanding that you need this plus the new Violet or whatever her name is with it.
Yeah, her name. Or
So to make it
Yuki,
work.
Yuki.
Yeah, Yuki. There you go. Yeah. So like Yuki, what Yuki says is that obviously Mem Tamer. End of your turn, if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand by suspending Tamer, one of your Digimon or evil dragon traits may attack a player. And guess what? That heavy metal gives you rush, so you're allowed to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's really good with the combination of it. So
Okay.
when you play when Digivolve and trash cards in your hand until it has 4 left, then play 1 AK or less lower Digimon card from the trash. While paying the cost for each card, remove 2K from the effects DP max and blah blah blah. Right. All turns, all your Digimon, Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon, trade gain rush and plus 2K. So now you can like bring out a 10K low 5, which is pretty good. It has rush. You can swing. You can do a lot. You get really aggressive with it as well. Or you can be defensive if you're ace playing, you know, Blast Evo, and everything's gonna have blocker, which is pretty good. You have the new Laomon that gives piercing and can raid. Always really, really good. Inheritable second attack +1. So Punkmon, I think it's like same thing, blocker retail.
Yeah, trash card blocker,
which is pretty good. And then Impmon is just a searcher, I believe. Yeah, search
Did the
top
deck
3.
not have a searcher?
Nah.
No
Yeah,
wonder it was
the deck was in a
ass.
bad spot. Yeah. So it's really good to have a searcher now, and that new line just helps the deck so much. I ain't gonna really say, all jokes aside, like it's not really like tier 0 or anything like that. Black Sabbath is a pretty good card too. If you have 4 fewer cards in your hand by paying 6 cost, return this card to the bottom of the deck and delete one.
This
of your
card is
opponent's
nasty.
Digimon. Main trash 1 card in your hand and delete one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
I feel like
And
that's
so-
nasty. It's like for the deck, it's like, here, I'm gonna pay 2, then I'm gonna pop your
Yeah.
4, and then whenever you put a 6 out there, just know, I
You got a
have
chance to blow
the
it up.
ability to blow it up if I so choose.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
so-
what the deck is gonna lean into. Like a lot of like, obviously it already plays things out from the trash, but it'll also lean into things that have like trash effects. So using
There's
your
a couple
trash
of
as your second hand. Which other ones?
I think like the Rochi and the Nidhogg have trash.
Oh, yeah, right.
effects,
Yeah, I do
think,
remember the
newer
Nidhogg.
ones.
Yeah, trash. If you
that
have 4
one.
or fewer, you can play it, reducing play cost.
Yep. So you can do a lot of different things with the deck. I think now you can get a little bit more aggressive than you could before. It was really like heavy metal and that's it. And then now we have finally the Megidra Ace. So like in the current iteration before the heavy metal Ace is legit Megidramon, the main guy, and then the heavy metal as a support basically, which is kind of sad for a heavy metal deck. But now with this, you have 3 solid cards, honestly, because Heavy Metal Dramon Ace, good card. You got Megidramon Ace, really good card, in my opinion. And then you have the Heavy Metal, which is okay, but still does what it does type of thing, you know?
Mhm.
It helps and helps you with being aggressive. So I think it's, you know, pretty solid. I don't know, probably still like tier 2 on max, just because if you think about it, like, hand size is important, but like trashing cards and you're like sometimes at 1-2 cards, sometimes this kind of hurts you. But if you're set up with the Yuki plays, because old Yuki lets you Evo from trash as well, I think it is something like that. You'd be in a fine spot because, like you said, the trash is your second hand basically for a lot of the effects. So I think it's solid, definitely, for sure.
You can talk about your Giga Seedramon, your keyword
Yeah.
soup X type body.
Here's your new keyword soup, right? You get a whole Seedramon line starting with like Crab X.
Yeah,
which is
Crab
pretty
X was
cool.
an interesting choice.
Yeah. Well, because the other ones don't have any X anybody lines. On play, when Digivolve, one of your Digimon can't be deleted and balanced at any turn, so it gives your usual jamming.
It gives
BS.
jamming. Yeah.
Inheritable, 7 or less cards, you draw one, which is always good because it's draws.
Good, but also
Seedra
weird.
X, solid as well. Return when your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Then if Seedra Examon has cards, one of your opponent's tamers can't suspend at the end of the turn. So another stun effect, not bad. Mega Seedramon X, I think it was decent, I don't remember.
Return
when your
a
opponent's level
bottom.
4 lower.
Return a bottom.
Yeah. Then if Mega Seedra or Exing by a source, one of your opponent's Digimon can't suspend until the end of their turn. Again, another stun effect, which
And
isn't
another
bad.
generic
It just gives,
can't be redirected inheritable.
yeah, which is fine for Giga Seedramon, baby. you
It's
know,
not archetype locked if this Digimon has aquatic in traits.
Those are cards. They're cards.
yeah. And then
I
Giga
like
Seedramon,
I like Giga
I love the
Seedramon
card.
a lot. I don't
Second
care
The
about
art
this
is
one.
the art's badass. I like the art a lot.
Reboot,
This one or the
Blocker.
alt?
I just both. I just like both. I think Digimo's cool Digimon.
100%. When Digivolve went attacking was a turn from the Digivolution card of this. Jesus, reads so weird.
Yeah, they changed that wording up. It's basically
From
play
the
level 5
Digivolution
or
cards
lower.
of this Digimon with Metal Siege or X antibody and source, you may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card without paying a cost. So you can play your X antibodies version of stuff on board, which is pretty cool. All turns once per turn, when any of your Digimon are played, you Digivolve 2, which is pretty easy in this type of deck, especially, you know, fish dot decks are very notorious for playing things from your sources, so it's super easy to get a whole bunch of sources underneath it and then play them out with Giga Digimon's effect, Digivolve, and like blow things up. And then of course Sec Attack +1 plus Reboot plus Blocker, really good.
Yeah, it's a nasty keyword combo. The last little bit, we have 2 lines left, or I guess not lines. There's really, we got new Raw Knight support by way of Omecamon.
Omecamon, baby. Yes, sir. This card's busted.
I
Think so?
Yeah, well,
I think so.
it makes me excited to play Raw Knights. Like, I was curious how they would give Raw Knights support without, like, obviously without printing just another Raw Knight, because not every Raw Knight can like play into the Raw Knight strategy. It has to like do its own thing, so to say, right? This one, Mechamon's really cool because it gives you, I mean, you already had ace plays if you played Digimon, but this is cool because when your security stack is removed from, you can suspend your fucking King Drazel in raising, obviously, so you can't play out more than one, but it's just
Wait,
weird.
what?
Like,
where does it say that?
the inherited effect when your security stack is removed
okay.
by suspending this Digimon. Like I said, it's weird because it's like it's in raising, so like suspending a Digimon in raising is weird, but I understand why it does that. You get to play the Omecamon, and then the Omecamon on play, if you have 1 or less security, you can just go straight into Omni X. It's treated as X antibody, and then when it goes into Viva la
Omni X,
when it goes into French, La Baguette, Omni X, Je m'appelle Omni X. It's so fucking stupid, bro. Like I woke up and I read this card. I was like, huh, okay. And then I came back later that day and I read this card and I was like, huh, this shit's dumb.
Nah, you just read you read what like me and Cliff gushing about, because we were like, yo, this card is crazy.
This card is crazy. So, well, first of all, this shit, it's crazy for like 10,000 different reasons. Number one, if you ever for any fucked reason have 6 memory, but you can't win, like, or you didn't have a Digimon in play and your opponent has no security, you just hard drop this and win, because that's a thing. But being able to do the Omni X thing where it's just like all delete, you get to choose one of each player's Digimon and to board wipe the rest, and then bottom deck that one Digimon that was left. It's just like stupid. It has Raid Piercing Blocker, which is stupid, but it's even stupider because of its end of turn to gain Rush and then attack without suspending. So whether it's the whether it's the Omecamon Digivolving into it or whatever else you might be playing this in, because it's obviously playable in other decks, being able to have Blocker and not have to suspend to attack is so clutch, because you don't need to give it reboot. It can just attack, it stays upright, and then you've got a 16k bad boy blocker that is just standing there menacingly, because why the fuck not?
You gotta read that end of turn effect again too, because I'm pretty sure it just says.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
one of your
sure
Digimon,
does.
right?
One of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn and can attack without suspending. It does not have to be the Omni X, which makes it even better. It's such a fucking crazy effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this card is gonna be so good for the Omnimon dot deck as well.
It's crazy that it's good for the Omnimon deck. It's good because you can play this in any standard deck that was previously playing X Antibody or Omni X, such as Melga or Greymon. it's good for Royal Knights. It's crazy for Royal Knights with what Omegamon's doing, but it is a Royal Knight traded Digimon, so you can still use the cost reduction to play this card. Sure, you don't get to do the board wipe, but you still get to bottom deck something and have something attack while you maintain blocker on field, while it has piercing and raid if you decide to attack. Like, what the hell? Like, that's
It's all
really
fun and
good
games
card.
till every deck is just playing this. Fuck around and find
yeah,
out.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
Fuck
Especially,
around and find out,
obviously,
bro. Put me
red
to
and
6
blue
memory.
decks.
Yeah. Literally, I don't like that card's fucking crazy.
No, you know
bro.
what's really crazy?
I'll pop on
when-
my memory boost, go to 6 memory, and then just drop that for game and peace.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, all facts.
But you know what's even crazier? To have a card that literally, I think this is the first card that literally just says no. Like sure, we have protection effects that say no.
I was about to say Magna X is just a no
Yeah, okay,
card too.
so that doesn't say no. That says, no, don't touch me there. All of this is my fucking no-no square, right? But this
No,
card
it's-
literally just
It's
says,
my no square.
this card literally just says no. When any of your Omnimon would leave the battle area, it doesn't matter what the fuck it's doing. Bounce, Chaos Stag, blah, 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 this, that, the other, whatever. Just, no, it doesn't leave. You don't have to trash, well, you obviously have to trash this card, but you don't have to like trash source. You don't have to, I don't know, digivolve. No, just, no. It's just, that's crazy, bro. And like, if you have like 3 of these for some reason, no,
That boy ain't never leaving.
and no. Like,
How many
it's
times
just
I gotta tell
funny.
you, stop? No, go away.
Right? It's so funny. This really does make me excited to play Royal Knights. Because Cool Boy is a really cool tamer for the deck. I kind of wish he was a memory setter.
I was about to say,
but-
can you read me Cool Boy real quick? Cause I got some spicy ideas that just popped into my head. I just want to know if it matters with Cool Boy or not.
So when you play or digivolve a Digimon, if it's Royal Knight trait, you suspend it to draw 1, gain 1, and then opponent's turn, when any of your Royal Knight trait would leave the battle area, you can play an Omegamon from your hand without paying the cost.
Maybe not. I don't know. I got to tinker with the idea.
He's got to take it to the
now.
lab. But that's
Yeah,
cool
yeah, yeah.
because it means that you're a Omegamon.
Mike,
You're not
I was
relying.
about to say, I think we, Dark Master Omnizu's back
Oh,
is
good
back,
lord.
baby.
I was thinking the same thing, baby.
We're back. I just don't know if we could like put in Cool Boy or Megamon in that type of deck or not. Maybe, I don't know.
You should just play a Royal Knight Omnizu with Yukizu
Nah.
base.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
put
no,
Yukizu
no.
base.
Dark
We-
Masters Omnizu. That's
Dark
all I'm
Master
trying to play, baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dark Masters Omnizu with
Yeah,
Yukizu
honestly,
base.
that's exactly. I saw that shit said like bro, when that said just like any Digimon gains rush and can attack without suspending. I was like, yeah, I'm putting that in fucking Omnizu. That card's fucking.
Yeah, 100%.
ridiculous,
100%.
dude. This card's just nuts, man. Just
I'm a hard drop something for 11, give you 10. Oh, I have rush as well. We
Yeah.
still out here, baby, swinging. Yeah. Because,
It's crazy.
just real quick, if you had that on board, right? And for whatever reason, you still keep a turn, which is possible sometimes on Omnimon, because you can like, Omni climb, per se, like go into
Yeah.
Omnimon, go to a different Omnimon and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, let's say you hard drop a DM. Remember, the DMs are when attacking effects. So like, you
Yeah.
give that rush. Now you can have an effect to like pop, digivolve, bottom deck, or bounce something low key. Like that's a little spicy play. You know what I'm saying?
It is pretty good stuff. Omni X. I remember seeing people say, "Oh, it doesn't really amaze me as a secret," but
Yeah, nah, they tripping, they bugging. Don't listen to those people who are having doubts on this card.
they got
This
small
card is
brains.
cracked.
listen,
Yeah,
Omni
they
X
got the
has a
small
2-star SP.
I might have to get me one of those.
He's cracked. I will also have to get me some, unfortunately. It's not a journey I willingly embark on, but thus is the life of.
Yeah, that's
high
called
rarity horror.
addiction. Have you ever thought about seeking that,
Go get help.
Oh,
Seek help.
I do want to mention
Where's the
something real
Jordan
quick.
meme? Editor, put on the Jordan meme that says get help.
I glossed over this before, and it was wrong for me to gloss over this because this is the best part about the Fenry support outside of their
Debatable.
searcher.
No, I'm
This
kidding. Go ahead. It's just the whole shit is just trash in my opinion.
No, this is really good because it's first of all, it's the first Mind Link tamer that gives 3 keywords, but the 3 keywords it gives are pretty big. It gives Alliance, which AG formerly gave,
Ridiculous.
Piercing, and Barrier. So for Fenry, because this counts as both AG and Leon, you don't really need Barrier or Piercing unless you hit some fucking 16k motherfucker insecurity and you need to Barrier on your Takamikazuchi. So I guess that kind of does matter. Piercing in the same way shouldn't really matter, but unless you can't remove it by your DP neck, it just gives Takamikazuchi in its current state more tools to deal with things that it probably wasn't struggling against, but it's welcome tools nonetheless. And it's only a 4-drop tamer, which I find to just be crazy because I figured it would have been 5. But
It's not a mem setter, that's why.
I guess, yeah.
The dual tamers are, if they're mem setters, are 5 cost usually.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's just, even it gains a memory, it has 3 keywords. It's just like, wow, it's a lot. But I just figured I should mention that real quick because I know it's like glossed over.
You also forgot to talk about the SL deck. We forgot to talk about too.
I didn't forget it. That was one of the ones I was going to get to if we had time. It just didn't feel like it was as important. Actually, I guess that kind of is important, so we'll get to it after this and then we'll wrap up. Violet lets you digivolve from your from your hand when any of your Ghost Trait Digimon are deleted. So it's important because of stuff like Execute. If you have like the setup, you can kind of, this is why I alluded to, for you Vanguard players, Ghosties, because in my mind this kind of plays similar to Night Rose Beatrice, how they just keep calling things and they die and then they bring more shit back and then you just keep doing shit. Anyways, yes, Excel deck, that would be the last deck we talk about because I don't think it's the only one we didn't cover. The main things I'll cover here is
I don't think it's trash. I think it's interesting.
I do think it's interesting. The only thing that matters here though is Valder Arm, and the reason this is the only thing that matters is because what we'll get to in a second. This is the one digivolving for each of its level 6 source. You get to suspend something and gain a memory, so you're never digivolving for 5. It's probably like 3 to 4, or if you're DNA, it's a plus. And then none of their Digimon or Tamers can activate on play effects or unsuspend, which is pretty nifty. The big thing I like about this deck is just how stupid it is with this option card, Singularity of Chaos. At first glance, you're just like, oh, okay, at the end of one's turn, if the Digimon has Chaosmon in name, trash your opponent's top security and gets minus 3,000 DP. It's like, oh, whatever. But then you realize that you don't know how to read, and you're like, that's not minus 3,000 DP. That's minus 30,000 DP. And then you ask yourself the question, why the fuck would I want to neg myself 30,000 DP? Well, you would neg yourself 30,000 DP.
Rules!
Because both Balder Arm, I have to bring up the old Chaosmon as well, because he does matter.
Has partition.
Yeah, Balder Arm and the original Chaosmon, the BT16 Chaosmon, both have partition. And their new level 6s, or new, the Excel level 6s, Bancho Leomon and Varodurumon, which might as well have fucking been called Valdermon, like fucking hell. Bancho is an on-play Digivolve, then a neg, Digivolve 2, then a neg 5. Varoduru is a suspend all, give something plus 3k, then something may attack. So the combo basically is pull off a DNA play, get into your Chaosmon, attack, end turn, goes through opponent's turn, whether they delete it or your Singularity of Chaos deletes it, you're going to neg yourself, you're going to partition back into your Bancho and your Varodurumon. You have 2 attacks now on your next turn, then you can DNA into another Chaosmon and pull off some more shenanigans. The rest of the line is pretty cute. I don't think they do anything like outside of the ordinary. Loader Leomon can activate when digivolving. The Boutmon does the same thing for Pulsemon. You have a Leomon that's just a neg. Pulsemon is just a cost reduction. What's it called? A cost reduction. Sorry, not Pulsemon. Falcomon's your cost reduction Digivolver. Diatri is just a suspend, and Chromon. Like, they don't do anything special. I just think the fact that you can trigger your own partition with Singularity of Chaos is something that can really be messed with. And it's a really cool way to explore partition as a mechanic. And I'll end it on, this is why I love Digimon, because again, when I read that card initially, I was like, why the fuck neg 3,000? And Lance was like, no, that shit says neg 30. Why do I want to neg 30? And I was like, why do you want to neg yourself 30? And then it makes sense. Chaosmon isn't a recognized entity in the system. It's not an actual Digimon. You know, it's unique as its trait says. It doesn't exist. And because it doesn't exist, that's why you would use Singularity of Chaos for lore reasons, but then it plays into it because, all right, cool, you did all your stuff, now you get to partition, and then just get to do it again. I just find that cool. I like that. That's why I like Digimon. That's it. I'm done blubbering.
Agreed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I always mention it since like day one of this card game, how much lore is in these cards and decks and everything, which is pretty cool.
I guess we can talk. I guess let's talk about the straggling cards. We got a new Dexmon. That's because of Fenry. This is like the Dexmon we didn't get from the End of Seekers. Dexmon's okay. It's not like amazing or anything. This is really just meant for Dorogoro support. You're probably not going to play this in that though. Altea is just flipping shit face up. Who did I miss? Oh, Battle NPC. I find this to be a pretty nifty memory setter. I heard people talking shit on it, and I don't think you should be talking shit on it. I think this is pretty cool. On play, you place a level 3 underneath, and then you get to draw one, which is cool because sometimes you do have extra level 3s in hand, but you don't really need that card. Also, if it's not a searcher. And then start of main, if you don't have a Digimon, you can play a play cost 3 or lower from its source, and you also delete that tamer. I just find that to be a really cool way of being able to filter and get something out when you don't have anything going. For decks that don't have a dedicated memory setter, I think we need more effects like that, which is really cool. The Apostle Descends is a Dexmon option. It's whatever. Partian Legion. This is the Necromon option. I'm not gonna say it's whatever. But
it's important. You can give things rush after you kill it, and then you swing or execute again.
Yeah. And that's big, but it is a cost play option, so that's a pretty big thing to consider in your game plan. I think that's it. Oh, and Shoto. Actually, it was Shoto and one more card. Shoto is okay. Shoto basically lets you get into your higher cost Shotos, and then also it's like a built-in scramble for the deck, which I find to be really nifty. I don't know if I'll actually play it, but it is nifty. It's pretty cool. The big thing here, Sistermon Seal Awaken. When any of your Digimon are played, you can digivolve a seal into this card from your trash, which is cool. And then something can't suspend till the end of your turn. Then all turns you place the top stack card as the top security card, so it's like a free recovery. It's like super cool for Jesmon. I look forward to not playing Jesmon GX in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but playing original Jesmon with cards like this. I don't care for the GX stuff. I really don't. I'm on board with Mike. I like original Jesmon, BT6 Jesmon. I'm like married to that Jesmon. The new Jesmon stuff just isn't it for me. So that's it. I think we touched all the cards.
Yes, sir.
Basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Jesmon hasn't been cool to me since BT6.
It really hasn't. It's just been like Turbo Big Boss Monster. Oops, sorry, I couldn't see my pieces. TT, GG, okay, whatever. Bye. Like.
So like BT6 Jesmon too. If you didn't see Jesmon, you didn't win.
Yeah, but you have more Jesmons now, you know? Like, that's the difference. Like, I have Starter Deck, but then I also have X, and, like, I just have more versatile lines of plays than I did in BT6. That's why I don't care for it. Because GX is just another combo piece that I need to see in my now chaining up to a level 7 stack. So, yeah.
Interesting.
I guess we can talk about that another day. Parting words?
This set is, I don't know if it's gonna necessarily change the game, but I think it changes the game in the sense of like their next maybe year or so of card creations. This is like the first start of it. A lot of these series traded cards, a lot of boss monsters with like, you know, keyword soup people are calling it now. I think that's gonna be a normal trend as well. It's gonna be pretty cool to see.
It's the new BT14.
Sure.
Some amazing
I get
stuff.
what you're saying.
Some not so great stuff. And then just a nice, cohesive set, setting the tone for the year. Because I think BT14 came out around the same time, like towards the beginning of the year. So, cool stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Bye. No, I'm
Peace.
kidding. I'll give us the actual outro. That is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and until we talk to you guys the next time, peace out.
Catch you on the next one.
See ya.